So earlier you talked about the classes here at Delaware Combat Sports. Can you tell us a little bit about the curriculum and sparring? You mentioned the two parts of the classes. Can you go into more details?
Sure. Now, we'll talk about the adult class, because the kids program works a little bit differently. It's an hour class, okay? Now, each location, for example, it's 2 days a week at each location. We have one in Camden, Middletown, here in Dover. But for example, you would come in, we'd line up, we're very formal, we all wear a white outfit, we all wear a blue undershirt, we keep the classes very consistent, very professional, very organized. We line up, we all ran into class, bow into class. The first 10 or 15 minutes is our history and philosophy lesson. This is a martial art. It's not just how to fight. So we talk about whether it be the history of Jiu Jitsu, whether it be positive thinking, eating healthy, sufficient rest, hygiene. We have our state of mind, Fudoshin, how to keep emotionally balanced. We talk about that. First 15 minutes. The next 15 minutes, we teach a self-defense technique, whichever is on the curriculum for that day. We have a very rigid, structured curriculum that revolves a couple times a year. Nothing's taught arbitrarily. Nothing's like, what do you want to do tonight? Nope, this is the lesson plan. So then we teach one self-defense technique. The next self-defense technique may be something similar or maybe something completely different, but it's still just a technique. And then the last technique of the day is something on the ground. It's when the fight hits the ground, what's your technique of the day? Again, it's instructional. It's you partner up with a partner. You do what the instructor suggests. Nothing live, nothing full speed, just drill. At the end of that hour, questions may be asked. At the end, class is over. That's it. And no one is forced to train live. No one's forced to do anything physical. They can leave if they want. That way there's no ego involved. There's no, man, I want to feel like a little kid. I don't want to feel like I'm a big tough guy, but I'm kind of afraid. That's fine. Just have a seat and watch, or go ahead and take off for tonight. Class is over. But what we do offer after that is the next, we call it ground fighting focus, which is just on the ground. So a lot of the guys and women stay and we call it sparring, rolling live, training live on the ground, grappling. That's a good time for them to test what they've learned, to get a lot of exercise, a lot of camaraderie, a lot of just advice from their friends. But that's how the class schedules work. So no one is forced to train live. No one is, matter of fact, no one's even pressured to. And that's why in my experience, that's why a lot of jiu-jitsu schools don't do well, or they have a lot of turnover. And I've seen it, man. I've seen it a lot of times, and I feel bad for these guys. I really do. I see guys, late 20s, early 30s, maybe ex-Marines, ex-military, whatever type, ex-wrestlers, football players. They were tough back in the day, man, back 10, 15 years ago. But now they're 30, 40 pounds overweight. They haven't done anything in years. But in their mind, they're still tough guys, right? They come in and they're like, I want to train live, and they end up going with like a 125-pound guy or a woman or a young kid, and they get handled. They get handled, man. And then their ego is shattered. They're not going to tell you that their ego got shattered. They're going to shake hands, they're going to be respectful, and they're going to go home, but you'll never see them again. And that's why we don't even, not only do we not encourage it, we don't even allow it. We have a strict policy here that until you've been training with our organization for a period of time, you're not even allowed to spar live with anybody other than one of the instructors, So, we don't, last thing we want is anyone to feel uncomfortable,
It's good.
Yeah.